Hello, I'm Bert Oliver, and welcome to the first anniversary of the Bowie News and Views. John Rice, co-anchor and co-producer, welcome to this anniversary.
Well, thank you, Bert. It doesn't seem that long.
Oh, it really doesn't.
It really doesn't, but it's been a fun year. I also should comment that you don't look anything like Congressman Steny Hoyer. Who
No, he was.
I had sent out an email to people that are interested in such things and telling them that Steny was going to be on the show today, but he had an incident crop up. I believe somebody passed away, and he had to go to a memorial service. So he will be here on Monday, the 1st of February at
1?
Is it 1 or 2? 2. 1. Oh, well, 2. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But he's coming. He's looking forward to it. He's bringing along his lovely press secretary, and we'll be ready for him, won't we?
It's always nice to invite the press secretary when we have Steny.
Well, Steny has. Let me tell you, I've known Steny Hoyer for 40 years, and he has always had good-looking press secretaries.
And they're very good, too.
Several of them have been of Scandinavian origin. Karen Johansson, I recall, that's Norwegian, and Stephanie Lundberg, I think that's Norwegian or Swedish. Penny, of course, is of Finnish origin. You know that.
Oh, well, that's great. Well, you know, John, you've had the luxury in that sense. I've been an editor for over 35 years.
37.
37 years. Well, you know, and that's been only 2 years ago since you joined the studio.
Right.
And the Bowie News and Views, and co-host and co-anchor of the Bowie Business Journal.
Yeah.
So we've had a lot of guests all that time.
Oh, we sure have.
A lot of people have come through the studio since then. Some well-known people and some long-time.
Some less known, some familiar, some unfamiliar. Unfortunately, some of the unfamiliar ones were elected officials. We won't go into that, though, Bill. Bert will be charitable because it's our anniversary.
That's exactly right.
However, I did say to the mayor, G. Fred Robinson, that we would come up with at least one insult. But then I thought about it. He gets insulted enough in those loony emails he receives.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll be nice to him. Good old Fred. Hip, hip, hooray.
Well, you know, that's the important thing, too. Since you've changed caps, we can comment on the news, of course, and we can still comment on people we know well and the views that we hear from the neighborhood and other people outside the neighborhood about what's happening in not only Bowie, but the state.
Yeah, well, and Prince George's County, the future is now. We've got to elect some decent people as a county executive and county council members, or this county's going to get even worse than it is already.
And, you know, much as I have question about the term limits, this gives you an opportunity to change that.
Oh, I agree. It's getting rid of Jack Johnson. What more could we ask for?
And a few other council people.
Yes,
it seems like, John, that, you know, you haven't been in position for so many years that people came to you. And we welcome that on the Bowie News and Views.
Oh, yeah, sure.
But I do know that any time that I've had someone in town that I wanted to, I had a congressman from Florida, for instance, once upon a time, I introduced him to you, brought him by, and it seemed like that was a steady stream of visitors. Did you miss that much now?
No. No, I miss some friends that I don't see quite as often as I did. But in all candor, Bert, I couldn't do the job anymore. I mean, the cuts in that company and the scraping by with virtually nothing and no staff and everything's cut down. I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. So in that phrase, no, I do not miss the job. There are some people that I do miss.
I can imagine. But that is true.
All liberals, of course.
Well, yeah, that's why I didn't visit often. I never could find good company when I was outside of you. And your staff, they were good company.
Oh, yeah.
You had some good staff people.
Oh, I've had some fantastic staff over the years. I really have. Well, we had Terry Schutte, who was one of my ace reporters.
Absolutely.
She was on here. A lot of people have watched that show and remember her. She was great.
She was.
She really was. Cheryl Allison was good. Karen Hostler, my first reporter, went on to the Baltimore Sun and became the editorial page editor of the Sun. There are a lot of them. And then
Yeah.
that Esterheld was my last City Hall
Sure.
reporter.
And all very good. Karen asked, and you know, didn't she work with the White House as Representative Baltimore?
She was White House correspondent for the Sun.
That's what I thought.
Oh, yeah, she went on to she's still around. She's on a, excuse me, on a PBS station out of Baltimore.
Oh, that's great. I remember, John, there was a picture in the Post one time, and there was our president,
Which one?
Clinton,
Oh, Clinton.
and they were jogging, and she was with them.
Yeah.
Jogging. So she was doing pretty good as a reporter to get an opportunity to go jogging.
She was good. Well, her being very attractive probably helped.
Oh, yes, that's how I remember her most. And, well, you know, that's the basis. If you did all the hiring, I knew that they were good, but I never thought about them being attractive, John. I thought you hired them for what they did.
No, I did.
Of course.
Absolutely.
But that's the one thing I figured you might miss. You controlled a big organization because they were big then.
It was a lot
not
bigger
now.
than it is, yeah, that's for sure.
And that's unfortunate. And
Bert, there was a time when we had 5 full-time reporters covering the city of Bowie.
That's right. I do remember.
Now, I don't think they have any.
Well, that's too bad. The people I do see, it seems like the stories are shorter. Mm-hmm. There's no depth research. It's very obvious. And some stories does not require that. You put the news out.
It's also the other paper that pops in here, the Bowie Star.
Mm-hmm.
I looked at their issues over the holidays, and then the issue this week. You know, I was hard-pressed to find more than one Bowie story in the entire paper.
Yeah, that's the tough part about it. If you don't have local people living in the city,
yeah,
I think that's been a big difference too.
Oh,
John.
absolutely.
Over the years,
yeah,
most all your reporters.
It was a requirement when I moved here. I had to live in Bowie.
Yeah,
I wanted to be in Annapolis, but no, I had to live in Bowie.
Yeah, well, that was good for Bowie because over the years you may have done a lot of good.
You think?
And then you may have done some harm.
That I've heard. That I've heard.
Well, you know, that's the one problem with being in the public eye.
Yeah.
And you literally were, although you were not a public official.
I'm more in the public eye now on this.
You are.
This award-winning. This is the first prize award.
That's right.
Best you series. And I get yeah.
So. Best series for this period, and you know I'm sure we hope that other producers will do the same thing.
Yeah.
But at least we did it the first opportunity we had to work together. We had three prizes. We call them the Dottie Awards now.
Yeah.
And the important thing is that area of what we do here is going to be, I hope, in building so more public can come to the reviews.
I hope so.
And it's going to take a little work.
We're honest. You're the chairman of BCMC, and I'm the vice chairman. And we have several board members in tandem with us, and we all agree that there's some work that needs to be done. We've got to get community involvement. I turn on a Sunday and see all these ministers blabbering away from outside of the city of Bowie. That annoys me. Mm-hmm. Surely we have enough ministers in the city. There is one show with local ministers. Mm-hmm. But these people from outside of the country with their county with these agendas, and that's all they are. That's all they are agendas. I saw one guy the other day just sitting with a hat on his head reading from a magazine. Now, come on, Bert, that's not a show.
No, that's not what really the local station is designed to do. And we are looking right now, John, I'm glad we've got into this, and we have a lot of hard-working producers. I realize
we do.
That.
We absolutely do.
And some guests say right on. Some guests are very informative.
Yeah, and some are bores.
And some are bores. But there's still that effort going out. So the thing we need to do is have the public, have the city, not the city of Bowie, but the citizens of Bowie,
right.
Understand that this can be a lot of help in educational programs and information.
We need some youth involvement.
Yeah.
We do have Dave Sachs, but he doesn't really qualify as a youth.
No, he acts youthful, though.
He acts youthful.
And he does have some good shows.
But you know, Bert, and I'm sure you feel the same way, nothing annoys me more than to turn on a show and hear somebody sitting there, one or two people sitting there, discussing something that's going on in Seat Pleasant